3 weeks. That was all it took. Just 3 long, painful weeks. The story you're about to hear isn't gentle in any way, because it begins with a man who only wanted to be loved and ends with him stumbling into a past he was never meant to uncover. And it all starts with one moment, one tiny detail so ordinary that it quietly changed everything Harry thought he knew about the woman he married. So let's go back to the very beginning, so it's easier to understand. Harry didn't know why he couldn't stop staring at that Croatia photo. It had already been 3 weeks since the yacht pictures exploded online, yet something inside him refused to let it rest. He would zoom in, zoom out, stare for a while, walk away, then come back and stare again. It felt like the image was hiding something from him and he could sense it. Then one night, his eyes landed on a detail he had never noticed before. On the deck of the yacht, pushed slightly to the side, sat a small navy blue canvas bag. Nothing flashy, nothing obvious, but the gold lettering on the front hit him like cold water. Soho House. Harry's stomach turned. This wasn't just some wealthy person's yacht. It was a Soho House member yacht. The same elite, members-only world Meghan had lived inside for years. The same place where every room, every event, every dinner, and every quiet conversation carried influence. And suddenly, something that once felt like coincidence no longer did. Harry felt his chest tighten. He knew, in that moment, he wasn't going to sleep until he understood exactly what this meant. So he opened a new tab and, with shaking hands, typed 3 names that had never seemed suspicious until now. Soho House, Marcus Anderson, Meghan Markle. The results loaded, and Harry felt his blood run cold. He had always thought Marcus Anderson was just Meghan's quirky friend from Toronto, a stylish, friendly guy who loved social events. But what he was reading didn't match the man he thought he knew. Marcus wasn't simply part of the scene. He was the scene. Old society blogs, deleted interviews, archived magazines buried behind broken links, hidden pages Harry had to dig up like a detective. They all told the same story. Marcus wasn't just a consultant, he was an access broker. He connected ambitious, attractive women with powerful, wealthy men. He introduced actresses to producers, models to investors, outsiders to established elites. One description stuck with him: the man who makes sure the right people meet. Every article painted the same picture. Marcus didn't attend parties, he designed them. Harry leaned back in his chair, heart pounding. He felt foolish. How had he never questioned Marcus's constant presence? The front row seat at their wedding, the whispered conversations, that strange feeling that Marcus was always nearby. Then the realization hit even harder. What if Marcus wasn't just Meghan's friend? What if he was her handler? Harry clicked another link, an old photo collection from Toronto's social scene. He didn't know it yet, but the next 6 hours would change everything he believed about his wife, his past, and even the story of how they met. Harry didn't want to believe any of it. Every part of him hoped he was misreading what he'd found. That the photos, the overlaps, the timelines were just odd coincidences. But that hope shattered the moment he picked up his phone. Late at night, when the house was silent and Meghan was asleep, Harry called someone he hadn't spoken to in years. A former Soho House member from his London party days. Someone who knew that world better than almost anyone. Someone who wouldn't lie. When the man answered, Harry's voice dropped to a whisper. "I need to ask you about Marcus Anderson." There was a long pause, then a sigh. For the next 40 minutes, Harry listened to a truth he was never meant to hear. Marcus Anderson didn't run a social circle. He ran what insiders called a finishing school. Not for manners, not for etiquette, for access. He finds women with ambition, the man explained. Marcus trained women who wanted to climb. He taught them how to dress, speak, and move around powerful people without standing out. He brought them into Soho House, gave them connections, and introduced them to men who could open doors. He was strategic. Harry listened, frozen. Marcus isn't just well connected, the friend said. He has access to calendars, guest lists, events. He knows where people will be and uses it to create opportunities. The pieces clicked for Harry. Marcus had been at polo matches in 2013, charity galas in 2014, London events where Harry appeared, always close, always watching. Meghan had been in Marcus's school long before Harry entered the picture. Then the friend said something that made Harry's stomach drop. Marcus doesn't just introduce people, Harry. He positions them. Harry felt sick. How had Meghan afforded it all? Flights across Europe, designer clothes, Soho House memberships in multiple cities, 5-star hotels, every elite event Marcus curated. Her income didn't match. He contacted someone still linked to Soho House Toronto. The news hit cold. Her membership had been fully comped for 5 years. Someone had been funding her rise. Marcus makes sure certain women have access, the contact said. Corporate accounts, anonymous approvals, no questions asked. Harry calculated expenses, flights, designer outfits, Soho House fees, yacht accommodations, hair, makeup. $70,000 a year. Her salary couldn't cover half. Someone had backed her climb. By now, Harry felt his life had been quietly rewritten. Then he did something he hadn't since the wedding. He pulled out the official guest list. All 600 names, neatly organised. And for the first time, he studied Meghan's side. He had trusted her, but now he looked with new eyes. And what he saw shattered the last bits of innocence he had left. Marcus Anderson, front row. Jessica Mulron, Soho House regular. Misha Nono, the blind date arranger, also a member. Serena Williams, another member. Executives, insiders, people photographed with Meghan at Soho House events years before Harry appeared. Harry grabbed a highlighter, then another, then another. Out of 200 guests on Meghan's side, over 60 were directly tied to Soho House. These weren't childhood friends, they weren't co-workers, they weren't Hollywood colleagues. They were her network, the very people who had watched her climb the system Marcus built. Then Harry saw a photo from the reception. Marcus, standing with 4 Soho House executives, all holding champagne, all smiling like people who had completed a mission. Harry realised something he wished he could unsee. His wedding wasn't a celebration of love. It was a summit, a gathering of the network that built her, the network that brought her to him. Harry wasn't sleeping anymore. He barely ate. His days were consumed with searching, checking, cross-referencing, and trying to breathe through the panic that now lived permanently in his chest. But one thing remained untouched. Something he had avoided for years, his voicemail archive. A long-buried memory surfaced. William had left messages before the engagement, and Harry never listened. His hands trembled as he scrolled through years of recordings until one caught his eye. November 2017. A voicemail he'd angrily ignored. He pressed play. William's voice was calm, serious, almost pleading. "Harry, you need to listen. Palace security ran checks. Meghan has been part of the Soho House crowd for years. Marcus Anderson's reputation is known. He positions women. She's been photographed with men from your world since 2014. This isn't random. Please check this before you propose." Harry froze. He replayed it. And again. William wasn't jealous, controlling, or judging Meghan. He had intel. 2 more voicemails followed. Warnings about Meghan attending events tied to Harry's donors, about Marcus's deep connections. Harry had deleted them without listening, blinded by love, believing everyone wanted to ruin his happiness. But William wasn't sabotaging him. He was protecting him. And Harry had shut the door. That realization broke something inside. Now he lies awake most nights, staring at the ceiling, replaying the past 10 years. Every smile, every coincidence, every lucky moment. Was any of it real? Or was he simply the final piece of a carefully arranged puzzle? The truth whispers in the dark. Meghan didn't fall into his world. She climbed into it step by step, guided and positioned. Harry finally understood. He hadn't been chosen. He had been targeted, and that is the nightmare he now lives with.